So police did officially confirm for the first time today that a few more people who were once maybe considered suspects are no longer considered suspects. The friends who came over to the house before the police even did on the morning that the bodies were found, they're ruled out now. And Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, Jack DeCur, who Kaylee and Maddie had called 10 times right before they died. Joining me now is Mark Lungariello, who's been covering the story for the New York Post. I wanted to ask you, Mark, look, New York Post gets a lot of breaks and a lot of lead stories. Were you surprised at that press conference today? I expected to hear something, anything. And really, it was more a plea to all of us to help the police.
Yes, yeah, I think a lot of people were expecting a lot more, but I do think that this has just been kind of how the police have been reacting in the last few days, that they're going to keep regular communication with media and the public, because there were so many questions early on and there was so much confusion that, yes, I don't think that there was a huge break today necessarily, but I think it was just indicative of the local police kind of trying to keep everybody informed and in the loop.
Let me ask you about that incident in Salem, Oregon. We reported on it last night. A couple was stabbed a year ago in their beds. One survived, one died. It was approximately the same time, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, sometime in that window. And it was interesting. A reporter asked about that in the press conference today and got a fascinating answer. They actually got a tip on that, and they're investigating. Do you see any connection at all? Anything else that might make this more significant of a lead for the police?
Well, that's interesting because, again, I think that they don't want to rule out anything, but certainly there's a lot of similarities in the two cases, right? But it's also a situation where perhaps the other case is a situation of an intruder or something having gone wrong, and they continue to say that they believe that it's targeted. So whatever evidence that they're not sharing with us in the University of Idaho case, they're clearly seeing something there that they think it's not a part of, random killings or random connections to other cases. There's something there that they're seeing and they're not sharing with us. And, even you said earlier about the 911 call. They spoke to multiple people in that initial 911 call, which originated from within the house. I'm sure that there may be some details about how the bodies were found or what happened on those calls that they might want to keep from the public, because right now only the killer and the investigators know that.
So let me ask you this, Mark. I got about 30 seconds left, but I also parsed the words of the police when they said anyone who spoke with the 911 dispatcher has been cleared. What if there were some friends in the house that morning that didn't have a chance to speak with the dispatcher? They didn't say all of the friends. They said anyone who spoke with the dispatcher. Did that stand out to you?
It did. And we looked at the floor plans of the house, and we've all been kind of speculating how an intruder could have gotten in. That sliding glass door on the second floor, obviously being one of the main doors that we're all looking at here. But the question remains, was it a forced entry? Was the person let in? Was the person, someone that they were acquainted with who may have been in the house? We don't really know the answer to that, and the cops have certainly withheld that from us as part of the investigation. So yes, it stuck out, certainly when they said it. But like I keep going back to, we don't really know what happened in there. So we're not really entirely sure how it played out.
Mark Lungariello, thank you. I appreciate you being here tonight. We'll have you back next week. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.